In Unit 6, we learned about the molecular biology of a cell. The main topic of this unit was protein synthesis. Protein synthesis is how information in genes is used to synthesize and create proteins. This is a two-step process, which includes transcription and translation. Transcription is when DNA is copied into RNA, while translation is when the gene uses genetic information instructions from mRNA to build proteins. Protein synthesis helps organisms grow and function. Another part of this unit was mutations. Mutations are changes in the DNA sequence. An example of a mutation is sickle cell anemia. This is where red blood cells have a sickle shape rather than having a normal round shape. The connection to elephant is elephant cells contain unique DNA. This helps scientists study elephants' DNA to track populations, helping them to reduce poaching. In the photo, I showed my protein synthesis model from earlier in this unit. Unit 7, we learned about meiosis and heredity and genetics. Genetics is the branch of biology that studies heredity, which is how traits are passed from parent to offspring. DNA contains genetic information that determines traits such as tusk size, body size, and other characteristics in an elephant. Next, we learned about meiosis. Meiosis is the process that produces gametes, which are also known as sex cells, and increases genetic variation. Genetic variation is important because it helps populations adapt into changes in an environment. This connects to elephants because some elephants inherit traits that help them survive in the wild. For example, some elephants are born with tusks while some are not. This is important because many elephants are killed for their ivory tusks. Scientists use genetics to track ivory poaching. In the photo, I showed a picture of a Punnett square that helps identify where traits come from. In Unit 8, we learned about natural selection. Natural selection occurs when in Unit 8, we learned about natural selection, also evolution. Some organisms will survive and reproduce better than others, causing changes with populations over time by acting on traits that are heritable. Parts of natural selection include variation, descent with modification, adaptation, and survival of the fittest. Another part of this unit we learned was evolution. Evolution is a genetic change in a population from generation to generation. Evolution can occur on a small scale, which is microevolution, or it can also occur on a large scale, macroevolution. A connection to elephants is poaching has created strong pressure on elephant populations because poachers target elephants with large tusks. Elephants without tusks are more likely to survive, which is a great example of survival to the fittest. While this adaptation helps elephants avoid poachers, it may also create challenges because some tusks are important for digging or gathering food and protection. This shows how human actions can influence evolution in wildlife populations. In Unit 9, we learned about ecology. Ecology is a scientific study of interactions between organisms and the environment. Elephants play a very important role in their ecosystem and are considered keystone species. This is an example of community interactions, diverse relationships between different species living in the same habitat. And other examples are symbiosis, competition, and predation. The example of predation is one species hunts another to survive. Some other key ideas were population ecology. The more biodiversity in an area creates better stability in an area. If you do not have a lot of genetic variation or different species in an area, the environment will not thrive. Connection to elephants is elephants are keystone species that help maintain the ecosystem balance. Elephant poaching reduces biodiversity by removing an important species from the ecosystem. For my Laudato Si, I chose the quote, "All of us can cooperate as instruments of God for the care of creation." This quote teaches humans that we have to care for animals and the environment. The way we can connect to elephants is elephant conservation is one way people can cooperate to protect God's creation. Because human interaction to animals it's a big way animals and other organisms are harmed. Anti-poaching efforts also help preserve biodiversity in their environment. Everyone has a responsibility to stop environmental destruction. It is not just one person, but it is all of us together. Protecting elephants reflects more responsibility in how we care for our environment. Working against ivory tracking is an example of caring for creation together. Thank you.